Folks, it's Kurt with Mañana No Mas. It's Monday. I'm live. Folks, this is such a good day. And, I put in the title here, where have I been? Where have I been? You guys got used to me going live, like live, 2-3 times a day, live with something. And I haven't been for like a week, 10 days. I mean, I popped on a couple of times, but for the most part, I have been a little bit absent, just a wee bit. And, that's because we did a thing. So, we moved to Kansas just under a year ago, right? When I say under, I mean like we're 2 weeks away from being a year. And so for the last year, we toughed it out. We got our finances right. We made sure we grew Mañana No Mas correctly and with stability. And we started looking for a home. Folks, last week, we got the keys to this puppy right here. And I'm super, super happy to have gotten this. This is a big, big deal for us. If you know me personally, I am not a sold out big fan of real estate. I've gotten my butt handed to me a couple of times in that space. And so not really my spot. And so had to think things through a little bit, had to really make sure that it was the right thing at the right time for the right people. And I had someone else that I needed to really make happy in this transaction. And that's Remy right here. Remy is phenomenal. So Remy is my wife's Mother's Day present this year. I never thought we would have a dog like this. We would watch other people's dogs like this. And then I would look up how much these dogs cost. And I'd be like, nope, you ain't never going to have no golden doodle. And as fate would have it, this golden doodle did not cost $5,000. Based on where my wife works and conversations and things that had happened, she got this fully vaccinated, chipped, partially trained golden doodle at 8 weeks old, for a fraction of what a golden doodle usually costs. And so Remy has become part of our family very quickly. And he absolutely loves being in the yard. He just absolutely loves the new house. Oh, got something in here. So I mentioned earlier, new house, new setup, new all that stuff. So yes, new office. You're looking behind me right now and you're thinking to yourself, hey, he's in a different room than he was last week. Yeah, I am. I got bounced around a little bit here in the house. We started moving stuff in and we weren't sure what room was going to be what room. The only room I knew for sure was going to be my room was this one. We've got a pretty nice shop here on the end of the property. And so this is a 1.5 car garage. You'll notice the floors are already epoxied. That might be why my back hurts a little bit. Besides moving all the stuff, we had to steam clean, we had to scrub, and the garage floors were pretty pitiful. So I went ahead and treated those and then epoxied those before we even moved any stuff in. So if you're joining me live here, by the way, feel free to jump in, comments, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to get to the Mañana No Mas stuff here very, very shortly. But I just wanted to kind of but celebrate a little bit of the wins with you that we're experiencing here in Kansas. I had mentioned before that we had done the floors. To give you an idea of what the floors looked like previously, this is a picture of the kind of like the before and after. And so thrilled to actually have a workspace for the last year. And for people that know me, what a challenge this has been. I have had zero space to call a workspace. I had, we rented a house that supposedly had a garage. We got out to Kansas and guess what? No real garage. To give you an idea of how hot it was here while I was fixing this garage, I'm going to show you right here. This is me. This is me doing the job over the weekend. Drenched. In fact, this weekend, I think it got up to 105, I think this weekend. And so just totally stoked to, again, I want to make sure I take a moment and thank the people, you folks. When I say you folks, I mean you folks, sharing, liking, promoting, referring, your tenacity in kind of bringing us full circle and getting us across the country, getting us to Kansas, and helping us get going has been phenomenal. I mean, even my son was happy to come in here and help us clean. I can't believe he posed for this, but he had to scrub all the cabinets out of the kitchen, and he nailed it. This kid, 16 years old, sporting his Ducati of Austin shirt. Plug out to the guys with Ducati, but like I said, we had to scrub and clean and do all kinds of stuff on this house to make sure that it was ready for us to move into. And so back on the thankfulness track, we couldn't have done this without your support. Again, even if you're just liking and sharing and subscribing, we're up to, I think, 86 or 87 subscribers now in the YouTube. And then of course, LinkedIn and Mañana No Mas and Facebook continue to grow and grow. I can't resist it. I gotta show you this. This was Remy right after he got into the house. He was so happy to see the new place. I had no idea that Remy had such strong feelings about the house that we were in as a rental, but apparently Remy didn't like the house either. so that was that. The last thing that I'll kind of share with you is, when you get a property that actually has property, you end up having to make a different kind of investment. And this is what we did last night. We got ourselves a little John Deere so I can start playing country music, John Deere Green, however that song goes. And, but we used it, mowed the lawn already, and everything's coming out great. So, to actually have a home that's the right size, the right space, the right features for this family and for this business to grow out of, I got to tell you, it's almost like the difference between going from California to Kansas. It's like the difference of going from that rental house to this house. Now, the space behind me obviously is not finished. I still have boxes behind me. If I scoot the other way, all the internet stuff is just set up on the floor. So in this space, you're going to see a couple of bookshelves come in. You're going to see books, hopefully. You're going to see nice little chairs. It's going to be a nice little reading nook in the office here behind me. I've got my Ducati plaque up on the wall right there. And I'm really not thinking I'm going to put Mañana No Mas signage in the office, right? We can already brand the Mañana No Mas on the live streams like we do. I don't need to brand the office too. But it's nice to have natural light if I want it. There we go. Natural light if I want it. And to be able to shut out some of that light when required as well. So super stoked for that. Now, let's get on to the business stuff, right? So where have I been? I have still been working my fanny off for folks. We have been working on a project that works with, I don't want to give it all away. There's NDAs and stuff like that. But we are working on a project that serves a large number of courts as in the law, right? Not courts as in playing basketball, but courts as in the law. And so we're working on a website there. We're really close to a soft launch for them. It's basically it's for the courts so that they can educate people about their offenses. And so looking really forward to getting that launched and profiling the website and possibly the owner of that website as we move forward with the project and get that one launched. The other one, out of the blue, I'm telling you, the busiest week of the year for me, and one of my clients that has been sitting on content, I say sitting on content, that's not the right thing to say, has been sitting on the website build because they were developing content. That's the right way to say that. They've been developing content over the last, I'm going to say 11 months. They might say 8 or 9 months, but a website that I thought probably would be done by, Thanksgiving or Christmas last year, in my mind. It just now is coming back to Mañana No Mas for the finished development. Meaning, we built a templated website. We got things going. The template didn't meet their needs, so we went ahead and redesigned a whole homepage for them. And it was based on a certain expectation of content, a certain flow. And as this project has developed behind the scenes over the last year, that flow has changed quite a bit. So now Mañana No Mas is going to jump to, I say jump to the rescue, but we're just going to jump in and we're going to redo the homepage again. We're going to restructure some of the messaging. We're going to help them with some lead magnets and get their course. A lot of what they were developing was their learning content. So we're going to get their course in place and then restructure the offers for them so that they can sell that course. And again, I see people popping into the live. So if you want to jump in and put in a comment, just let me know who you are, where you're from, happy Monday, whatever that is, then that would be good too. And let me just put that up there. Tell me where you're from. I clicked the wrong button there first. All right. So we got all that stuff going. So that course deals with like, let's say you're watching a movie. Okay. Now I raced motorcycles for 20 years. I've been into performance driving for a long time. My driving record kind of reflects that. And when I watch a movie, I see reference points in the movie that the stuntmen used before the stunt happens. And so it kind of takes a little bit of the movie craft out of it for me because I see that before it happens. Well, this particular client is a makeup expert, and she's moving forward with a makeup driven website. It does, beauty stuff, but it also does special effects and all kinds of things. And that website's going to be launching very soon too. So big project, like I said, busiest week of the year for us so far. And this project comes back on us, right? Like that, like I could say for months, hey, the ball's in your court, the ball's in your court. Well, now the ball's in my court. And so we are jumping in. Mañana No Mas and the team are jumping in to get the content in place, make sure things link up, make sure that assets from their pre-existing website, their site couldn't be migrated. It had to be basically hand built again. So copy paste, right? And imports and exports, and really try to filter some things out. And like I said, a lot of the messaging changed. So a lot of the pre-existing content had to be changed and morphed and worked with anyway. And so we're working on getting that MVP ready for a soft launch. You'll notice I say things a lot like MVP and soft launch. When you get into these bigger projects, these bigger web projects that have high expectations, we start talking about, hey, that's great. You want to rebuild the Taj Mahal. That's wonderful. I love that you have these aspirations and dreams. But as your project manager, as the person overseeing this project, do you want to take 2-3 years and expense and time to get to revenue to build this giant thing? Or do you think it would be better to build an MVP, to build a soft launch, introduce some of your product to people, put it out even at an early adoption rate for a price, and see if you can generate a little bit of an audience, a little bit of flow, a little bit of momentum before you continue your development, your expense, and your energy on building this Taj Mahal that you have envisioned. So in a lot of cases, these websites have more work and more features and more things to deliver over time. But when I say soft launch, and let's get an MVP out, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about let's get your content out there so you can take that first path to revenue. Really big deal. And when we say revenue, people would say, what's he talking about with revenue on a website? We do a lot of e-commerce websites, a lot of membership sites, and a lot of learning websites at Mañana No Mas. And so I personally believe that anybody that has a consumer-driven product like motorcycles, bicycles, computers, I want to say video games. It could be video games, I guess. But anything that has a sales component and an after sales component, I firmly believe that you need to have an e-learning portion of your website. Part of your website that your salespeople out in the field would refer to for features and benefits, to train them, to help them sell the product better. That's one. The other would be for customers to use the product correctly. That's two. The other would be, what do people in the field do to service this product after the sale? So if it has a warranty breakage, or if it fails for the customer, or if the customer abuses it and breaks it and brings it back and says, I want this repaired, fixed, replaced, whatever, what are the processes for that? And if you develop that as e-learning content and you make it available privately for those three separate groups of people, you can greatly reduce your operations costs because you have provided the content once in a passive way that builds viewership, right? And so that's one way that I look at helping people build revenue, save money, make money, all those things. And so we're really, really big on that. So we've got that project, the other project. Oh, the Marine Retailers Association. So I'm still working with the Marine Retailers Association. They started booking me out for October and November for training in their certification series, and totally awesome. Like, working with marine dealership owners has been such a blessing. It was one of the things, because I came up in automotive, I got a little full of myself in the automotive field. Then I went to power sports and I was like, why are these guys so backwards and archaic? And then in power sports, people said, oh, thank goodness you're not working with marine people. And then I started working with marine people, and marine people are hungry for knowledge. They pay for training. They want to train the people that work at their dealerships. They want to adopt different processes and become efficient and productive and profitable. And so working with the marine dealers to me has been a real blessing. I really, really enjoy it. And so again, my new series with the Marine Retailers Association starts in October, and I have another one in November. Yeah, October and November. So those two are already on the books. They're already booking dealers for those. That's awesome. And then to kind of steal the spotlight and end this call, because we are at about 17 minutes. Again, if you've got comments, concerns, questions, anything like that, just tell me where you're from. I see the number of people in the live is growing. So if you just want to check in, say hi, I'd love to see you. Love to interact with you. But the spotlight, the big win. 5 years ago, I released the Power Sport Academy. The Power Sport Academy, with all of my OEM and dealership knowledge in power sports, was one of the things that I thought, oh, this will be my legacy. This is the one. And then we released it, kind of like I was talking about soft launches and big launches and small launches. This was where I get this mentality for an MVP and a soft launch, is because I put like 1,000 hours worth of work into the Power Sport Academy, and I launched that website, and I was so proud of it. And it didn't really have any momentum when I first launched it. It became a painful experience. So that's why I say it's important to have these MVP soft launch experiences where you gain a small audience, and then you build momentum, and you use that momentum and their testimonials to grow and improve the platform. I went the other way with the Power Sport Academy. I built an awesome platform and I didn't have any students yet. Well, we've run through a series of students. We've had a few dealers go through our program. We've had some amazing wins, and we've had some challenges along the way as well. But now we can take all of that positive and negative experience and make the program blossom. And I'm pleased to announce that Dealer Hero has jumped in with us. Dealer Hero is a 20-group organization for dealerships, and they've got their first cohort with us starting in September. In fact, I think it's September 3rd. Yes. So August 27th, which is, oh my goodness, right around the corner. August 27th, we have a launch meeting with them. And then September 3rd, we dive into our first cohort and we start really working with these folks. So I am looking so forward to making this happen and growing this. When I said that this was the busiest month ever for us, that was not an exaggeration. We bought a house. We're setting up a new office. We've got people around the world that work on our team that I'm continuing to work with and project manage on our existing projects. Like I said, we've got that big site for the courts. We've got another big site that is in the makeup industry. We've got, and it's so weird to talk about makeup. Like, if you look at me, you wouldn't believe I'm the guy that helped Paul Mitchell launch their website in Tennessee for e-learning. But Paul Mitchell is one of our clients. So we've worked with Paul Mitchell, Suzuki, obviously, Triumph, BRP. We've been able to really do some great things here with Mañana No Mas. And the freedom of getting out of California and getting that financial monkey off our back enabled us to make some better decisions. And now that we've gone from that rental property to this property, and you're going to see this office behind me begin to, kind of grow and mature and come into a really, really productive workspace. That is just icing on the cake. It just keeps getting better and better and better. And where I go with this is, during the pandemic, I was online almost every day live. And do you remember what I was saying? If you were watching back then, what was I saying? I would love if someone could put that in the comments. If you remember what I said almost every day going live, I would love if somebody could put that in the comments. It would know that the messaging actually worked. It was, I'll give it like 30 more seconds, see if someone pops in there. All right. Wow, 30 seconds seems like a long time when you're going live, doesn't it? So during the pandemic, I jumped on. I read John Maxwell books online. We did a thing. Wow, we did a lot. We did a study, a lot of business studies. But almost every day when we went live and we had a theme, that theme was find the opportunities within the obstacles. Find the opportunities within the obstacles. And I would talk a lot about a seed and harvest mentality, meaning you have to put in the energy, you have to go forward, you have to invest, you have to sow the seed of success. The more you sow the seed, the better the chance that something is going to pop up and become a harvest. Now, if I was to be completely transparent with you, I would tell you that the Power Sport Academy almost got turned off, and now here we are actively running cohorts for another organization. That is an example of seed and harvest. We planted the seed, boom, the harvest, right? I take a look at the work I do with Lifter LMS. With Lifter LMS, I get exposed to a ton of people entering the e-learning market. A lot of times, some of these people are coming from, a corporate training background. And if they have a corporate training background, they're probably used to dealing with tools like SCORM, Captivate, Articulate 360, Rise, things like that. And people in the WordPress community typically aren't used to those kinds of products. Guess what? Mañana No Mas is. So one of the opportunity angles that Mañana No Mas has is our website called scormpress.com. Scormpress.com, another product we put out just a month or two ago. And that's where we help people from the corporate life get into the WordPress space and still be able to use their SCORM content, have it actuate, have it play, have the reporting work, have that website work just like a SCORM specific website, but for like pennies on the dollar. Imagine being a corporation that's used to paying $400,000 or $500,000 a year for your e-learning, and now you can get it done for 50, 60 grand a year. Imagine that being the case, right? Well, we present that scenario to corporate clients on the regular at Mañana No Mas. So when I say embrace the challenges, find the opportunities within the obstacles, embrace the challenges, sow the seed, get ready to reap the harvest, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, hey, I got laid off from corporate America, but I have this really cool training background working with all these cool, expensive tools. What if I could find a cheaper way to use those same tools? What if I could propose that to corporations and help them save money? What if I could be the linchpin that helps everybody go pennies on the dollar for e-learning and boost my own agency in the process? You see, that's the idea of finding opportunities within obstacles. And I'm looking at LinkedIn right now, and I'm seeing a ton of people I know looking for work. Folks, looking for work is painful. I looked for work. I put out over 400 applications. And guess what? Self-employment was the answer. So if you know self-employment might be the answer down the road, why not brand it and start it now? And if you need help on what that looks like, reach out to me. Go to the Mañana No Mas website, mañananomas.com. Go to the Mañana No Mas website. You're going to see book a call. Just book that call with me, and we'll see what that looks like to get you started, get you branding yourself, get you ready in case you do have to be self-employed. Get that ready before you need it. All right. If you're not active on LinkedIn, I can show you how to get active on LinkedIn. If you've got 300, 400 connections on LinkedIn, folks, I'm going to tell you, once I got over 5,000 connections on LinkedIn, LinkedIn came alive. LinkedIn became something different for me once I fully engaged with the platform. And so now LinkedIn's a daily activity for me. I took a bunch of people out, and I think I'm still around 10,000 or so. See, with LinkedIn's not Facebook. LinkedIn, you can be connected up to 30,000 people. And so, you think, oh, I'll never do that. Well, I'll tell you, once you get over 10,000, you go, oh, wait a minute, I should probably cut back some of the people that don't communicate with me. And so I'll do that. I'll trim the fat every now and then I'll double down on the people that are active and look for referrals and look for people and not be overly salesy, pushy, and spammy, but be very consistent in my communication so that people know, we are ready. We are ready to go. We are ready to go. Folks, again, I can't say it enough. I'm going to end the stream now. But I just want to tell you, we're super thankful. We are, God has provided for us in a way that is so reassuring. That is like, it's like, hey, I got you. To go through what we went through, to get out of California, to have the support of friends and family out of California to Kansas, the support of new friends here in Kansas, and to see the way that we've been able to grow relationships here within our new community. We've been here less than a year, and I'm finding myself driving out on the weekend to go support somebody else's local business here. Someone just had their 2-year anniversary, Axe It Up Hutch. Heidi and I drove down there with the puppy and our son, and we went in. We said, hey, we can't stay long. We're in the middle of moving into our new house, but we just wanted to support your event, say hello, and let you know that we love you. And that goes so stinking far. To be able to have those relationships no matter where you are, and to be able to grow and get referral. And I say get referral as if like it's not all about that. It's that living together thing, right? As a person of faith, knowing that community is so important, it has been amazing. And to top that all off, we got things like Robert Kennedy Jr. doing his thing. Obviously the DNC was doing its thing. The RNC did its thing, weeks ago. There's a ton of stuff going on. Now, people say don't put politics into business. If you're in business, you got to pay attention to politics, because this election in particular seems like it's really going to affect our finances in business. So that's something I want to pay attention to, especially as we grow assets and do things like buy houses and make investments and things like that. Folks, as always, I love y'all. I'll see you soon on the next messaging, and have yourselves a great week. Happy Monday.